I was raised on packaged food. My mother is from Japan, and at that time that was the modern food. They were very behind the times in that country after the war, and a lot of the survival food that was dropped in various areas of Japan were, very new foods for them. But they saw that as the new modern way. So my mother was really interested in becoming American and growing American children and, having that modern food. Well, that modern food was also the non-perishable food, and that meant a lot of lack of vitamin and nutrition. And I didn't know anything about it until my first job, during high school, was at a grocery store. Originally, a strawberry stand at the side of the road from Japanese farmers that became a grocery store. And after my first week, I realized I needed to find out more about these live plants, this live food that I was selling as part of my job. So my brother and I took home rutabagas and parsnips and all these different roots and all these different greens that we had never seen before or eaten. And we made a soup. And we ate that until we couldn't eat anymore. It was like we could recognize, and I was 15 and a half, I was eating real food. And I felt completely different. And so it really did begin my journey to see the difference between packaged food and real food. And to that point, I had never questioned it. It was just what we ate. And after that, I never turned back. I looked at more and more ways that I could have that live food. And every day I made salads that had every kind of green cut into it. It's still a signature salad I make. So from not having any information or exposure to nutritional food to having dealing with a superfood is like a whole extreme. And it wasn't until my youngest daughter, who was 3 and 4 at that time, made remarks to me that I realized how it was changing my health. So she said one day, "Oh, you can pick me up now whenever I want to be picked up." And I thought, well, what does that mean? And she said, well, because in the morning you can't pick me up. And I realized, I had this tightness in my hands and inflammation, and it was no longer there. And on another occasion she said, "Oh, you stopped sneezing all the time." Because that was another way that she was having to wait to be held. And so I realized that this allergy that I'd had for many, many years was no longer there. So I wasn't using moringa because I had specific health issues that I was using it for. I was so compelled to grow it and use it. I was eating it fresh every day. I was drying it and eating it in foods. And it was from another person's perspective of how it was affecting me that I realized the change in my health. And so sometimes it comes, it's the truth that comes from babes in our lives. That she made this comment, and I realized how much it improved my health and the energy that it took to be growing moringa, processing it, drying it. I had 4 children I was raising, homeschooling, doing farmers markets. Without moringa and the energy that I got, I would not have accomplished all of that. I would have to have stopped along the way. So having it as a part of my vitality, I just assumed it without realizing that without it, I would not have been able to accomplish that. So a lot of the first effects that people have is an increase in energy. And I had that every single day, and I relied on it, and I still rely on that. It is such a vital food and energy source.